What is going on?
Hello, Adobe audience.
Behance, Adobe Live audience.
Adobe Live.
Welcome to Adobe MAX. I'm Dacia Saenz, your host for the next 30 minutes with the fabulous Valentina Vee.
I'm Valentina Vee, your green-haired vixen.
And the team is back together.
That's right, that's right. We actually, if you want to see this dynamic duo, we have a few videos up on.
You can go deep into the archives of early 2018 to get the basics of Mogert land if you're not familiar with motion graphics templates.
So what are we talking about
What are we talking about?
What's our topic?
Well, first of all, we're going to be talking about what's new in Premiere and After Effects for you guys in this release, which was became available to you as of yesterday, so you can time travel back to yesterday or just go to the download now and hit update. I know people are scared to do that stuff all the time, but we're here to kind of try to help give you the motivation.
Yeah, we're gonna try to motivate you by
Don't be scared.
by tempting you with a few things.
Come to the dark. Wait, no, not the dark side. The fun side.
Come to the fun side.
Where you have more tools to make your life easier.
Question.
That's what we want to do.
Do we have access? I don't actually know this. Do you have access to the audio that's on my computer? Yeah, he says we got to change some settings. I do want to do that.
We have a couple new features.
We have some sound related
some new sound features for the Essential Sound
The Pro Capture?
panel.
Yep.
That's it?
I'll turn it down to 9.
Okay. Thanks, my
Perfect.
friend.
Just handling some business here.
Just some business.
We're at MAX. We're at a conference.
It's live. We're going to do it live.
We're going to do it live.
Enough intro. Let's get into it. Let's get into what we're doing here. So, I have here, don't be intimidated, it's a project that's pretty much done, but I want to show you some really cool color controls for more or less selective color that we've got going on. So you can go to Window and Lumetri Color, or you can just go to your color tab up at the top. So I'm going to go to my color tab.
Now we're in our color workspace, ready to do some magic.
Yep, and the Lumetri Color is popped up on the right, and I am going to check out the curves. The curves is something that's been a little bit revamped.
Yes.
In
no
this
more
version.
circles.
No more circles.
Circles are out.
But a lot more creativity you can do with this.
A lot more control.
A lot more control. So we're going to go into this clip. I have this interview clip. We're going to select it, and once I select it, it becomes active, no longer grayed out. And I want to show you what's going on with all of these cute little lines.
What are these adorable little rainbow festive lines?
I know.
I'm feeling them.
The hue versus saturation, the hue versus hue, and the hue versus luma. Let's take a look at that. So, do you know what saturation is, Dacia?
I have just recently learned. I mean, it's like we all know what saturation is. I mean, are you on Instagram? We know.
So
you want to pop those colors. Things are more saturated. You want to make your colors more shy and demure, just like me.
A little bit more black and white.
Then you know that's saturation.
You can do the overall hue saturation. So if you go into the basic correction, if I take it all the way down, it takes it to black and white. Or you can selectively color saturate.
Because maybe I don't want to bring all of my colors down.
That's
just
what these
something.
Right.
One thing. Right.
Say I want this lady's shirt to be a lot brighter. So I just click on the eyedropper that's next to the checkbox on the right, and I select her shirt. And that pops up these handles, and then I click the one in the middle. Now if I take it up, that makes it a lot more saturated, a lot more bright, a lot more colorful. If I take it down, it makes it black and white, and it only selects the colors that are in this short range.
In that hue that you selected with your eyedropper.
If I want all of the blues in the image to do the same thing, all I gotta do is drag this handle out more towards the blue range, and now when I go down the middle, it takes down all of the blues. If you notice the blues that are happening in the background, those are also being taken down. The blues that are being taken down in the wall
paint
as well.
So you can make this range as small or as large as you want to, but also can we just talk about how magical that just looked? You just literally, you didn't have to mask anything. You didn't have to, this is gonna work across all your moving images. And just like that, you change this person's shirt.
Something that's cool, so she has a brand, and her brand's color is purple. So, but she didn't have a purple shirt to wear. So what can you do? What does one do?
Magic.
So all you gotta do is go to the eyedropper tool, click on that shirt, the same thing appears. But now when I drag up and down, it's not gonna, the thing that appears is another hue chart,
Another rainbow line, which I'm down, for all the rainbow lines.
So then I see, okay, so the purple's a little lower. I see that purple hue is a little so if I drag it down,
I'm feeling this
into
UI.
the purple.
Whoa!
I know.
This
isn't that
is
crazy?
some Harry Potter.
And I can see that it's sort of if you look at her shoulder here, it's sort of edging her shoulder a little bit. There's still a little bit of the blue
I know.
left.
What do we do?
You want to?
Can I take a stab at it?
Yeah, go for it.
Do we make the points, spread them out further apart, so we grab?
Yeah.
This is how we do it. Voodoo Gal.
There we go.
Read my mind.
There we
Adobe Cadabra. That's what that's called.
I mean, and then with the Luma curve, you can make it closer to a white or closer to a black. So if I select it, so you'll see when it pops up, when you go up, it goes into closer to a whiter value, and when you go down, it goes closer to a darker value. So this is
it's different than saturation.
But it's like brightness.
Okay, cool.
So I mean, obviously this looks fake, right? But this looks a little bit more real. Right there. So, and I can toggle that effect on and off if I go under effect controls.
Yes.
So here I have my Lumetri color. So you can see it actually, yeah.
And
well, also I have a bunch of other Lumetri color controls.
Yeah, and that's actually a new thing too. That you can stack Lumetri effects now, which you could do in After Effects, I'm pretty sure, but you hadn't been able to do in Premiere. You can do that now. Tom Sherrill says that he can't believe anything that we see now. It's true. It's true.
That's right. I forgot that they're talking. It was abracadabra.
Kevin Martin says it's amazing. It's not going to save time, but it's going to be lots of fun. Well, color correction, I think it does require someone who wants to be very detail oriented and spending a lot of time. But hopefully these new tools will help you at least visualize those things a little bit more clearly and get you to your creative vision faster without fighting the tool as much. So I'm really into it.
Say you want to edit the sound, there's a few cool new sound things that are happening. Let's open up the audio panel, which is the essential sound panel. It's going to open up on the right, and hopefully you can hear this. Let's see the original sound.
It's going through internal speakers, I think.
Yeah.
Let's go back to those settings.
Let's go back to the capture slope TV.
Under output, yeah, it should be that.
Sometimes it helps to go internal and then back.
And then okay, how about this?
Without treatment.
Nope.
Or an option of that.
Dang.
All right,
well, let's
that's
just talk.
We'll talk it through. So what do you hear in this audio clip?
I'm hearing some really tinny sounds. It sounds like, it was recorded maybe with a cell phone, and it sounds like there's a lot of extra stuff in it. So it's the actual focus of the sound is pretty muddy.
Yeah. Well, it's recorded in a home, which is not a soundstage. So you get, you get some bad acoustics, you get some street noise, you get some. The mic was pretty far from her. It was a boom mic, and also it was in a room, so there's reverb. So whereas before you needed third-party plugins to get rid of reverb, now it's built into the Essential Sound panel within Premiere Pro. So you just select that clip. Oh, first of all, you gotta select what it is. So it's dialogue. So I'm gonna assign it as dialogue.
So it's like a sort of smart effect. So if the Essential Sound panel knows that this is dialogue, it's going to sort of calibrate its baseline a little bit differently than if it was ambient sound or music.
I happen to know that all of the clips on the A1 track are all dialogue. So I'm gonna just select all of them by pressing, Hold up. I'm not used to this interface. Okay, so I'm pressing Option and Shift at the same time, and I'm drawing a lasso around. So now that I've selected all of them, I know all of them are dialogue. I'm gonna assign them all to dialogue.
And that's probably because you put all your dialogue tracks on one.
Yes, ma'am. I did. Yeah.
Track. Best practices tip, y'all.
That's right.
Sort your tracks out.
So
then you can do this easily.
So now,
how do you get rid of some of that stuff that's annoying?
I can go into repair. So each of these opens up its own little subfolder. I can go into repair. I can select reduce reverb, lower that. We want to reduce rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Reduce noise. And when that happens, it tends to make your whole clip a little bit quieter. because it's reducing a lot of
Because it's
stuff.
removing a lot of annoying audio in general.
In general, and it affects the audio that you want to keep. So I'm going to increase the level of the audio. And I know you can't hear it out there, but
I can hear it though, and then I'll report back. Oh my gosh. It's like you had a boom mic there. It's like you had a lav.
It's like I had a lav,
it's close. I don't have all the extra stuff. Another Harry Potter moment here on Adobe Live with Valentina Vee.
Wingardium Premierosa. Okay, I'm done with this.
Oh, that was good.
All right, let's move on to some fun stuff.
Yeah, let's go to where I love to. I love to hang out in After Effects land.
Yeah,
I'm a nerd. I love After Effects.
All right, so
there's some new things going on in motion graphics template land.
While I get going on a new comp, I'm going to just do a very simple lower third, a box and a text. Why don't you explain what's new?
Yeah, let's dive into
what we're going to be showing.
Okay, so one of the things that we hear a lot, one of our biggest customer feedbacks, things that we get now that motion graphics templates have been available on Adobe Stock, is that people will go and license their Adobe Stock Moger, and then they can't change the font. They're really annoyed. You're locked into whatever font that designer, the motion graphics template designer has laid out. But now, when you yourself might be designing your template, or our Adobe Stock contributors are going to be creating new content that's going to be available, you can actually allow users, you can enable font controls so that the person on the Premiere side can use whatever font they have available locally on their machine. They're not tied to your font design and choice anymore, which is something that some people might want to do. If you work in an environment that's really tightly branded, maybe that's what you want, but that's not necessarily what everybody wants to be able to do. You have different projects. You might have a lower third that's already designed and made that's really great that you like. So that's one of my favorite new things, and this is to not only select which font you want to use, but also the size of your font can also be enabled, as well as faux styles, i.e. like making all the letters capital, making the first letter bigger but the rest smaller caps, or italicized. The other improvement that we made, and this is really just again for helping the user have a cleaner UI experience in Premiere, is we added the ability to group parameters. So rather, especially in the more complex motion graphics templates, we've noticed that UX can get really long. Like you've got your source text, your color controls, position controls, rotation controls. You start adding that in, and suddenly like users are having to scroll a ton. And now what we have is the ability to take sets of parameters, maybe your text controls, the font control for your text, the color for your text, whatever you might want to be doing with that, and then group it, and those groups are collapsible. So that UI experience in Premiere is just going to be a lot more straightforward, a lot easier for people to navigate, we hope. So we'll be showing that, and then the next thing, it's not the last thing, but it's the next thing that is pretty exciting to me, is that before, when you created a motion graphics template, you were limited to whatever length and duration that the designer gave you. So if it's a 5-second Mogert, you're stuck with a 5-second Mogert. There was, of course, some hacky ways to kind of make something longer if you needed to, but we've added responsive time design to After Effects, and it's pretty easy. And what this means is that you, as the designer, get to select what region you want to be stretchy versus not stretchy. And then the user in Premiere can infinitely stretch the motion graphic template to be whatever duration they want.
So let's show that. Let's show
magic.
That. I got a very simple lower third going. This is what it looks like. It's her name. It's a little box coming out. Oh, box going back to where it came from.
Oh wow! I'm here. I'm there.
That's right. So
here
the first thing that you do, we're gonna make sure that it's responsive, that it can stretch to the right time.
Yeah. So this is a design question. We've actually been having this debate on the AE team a lot. I'm team. I want the stretchy parts to be the animated parts, because maybe the timing of my music. I want the end user, or me at the end, to be able to control the length of how fast the name is here and how fast it's going on.
I want to be able to control, how long it's on the screen for.
And not you don't want the animation timing to change.
That's right. So how do I do that?
You get to do whatever. You can choose either or. The workspace bar is become our workhorse.
Go, go, go.
Oh, I get to.
She's doing it.
I'm driving now, guys.
That's right.
So we've got our workspace bar here at the top of the timeline. It's this little UI here that you can move. Typically, this is used when you want to only preview a section of your comp and you want that to loop. You can determine, I only want to check out this part. Some easy keyboard shortcuts here are B and N, beginning and end. So you said you want to control the duration. You don't want to mess with the animation.
That's right.
So we're gonna go to the area in between where there are no keyframes. That's the still part. I'm gonna hit B. Then I'm gonna move the current time indicator right before the other part of the animation, and I'm gonna hit N. I'm actually gonna make this one a little bit bigger so it's closer to that keyframe. Now all I have to do is right click and say create protected region from work area. And then you see this little blue UI ghostly, it's saying, hey, this is protected. Bodyguard around it. You can't stretch this. You can't stretch this. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Can't stretch this. Dun. So now we're gonna bring this into Premiere in a little bit, not quite yet.
In just a second. But let's first make this into a motion graphics template.
Let's give me some font controls. Give me some group controls.
Let's go for it. All right.
Give me what I want.
So the first thing that you have to do is to open the Essential Graphics window. There it pops up, and I'm gonna select the composition lower thirds because that's the one that I want to work on.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing. And what are the things I want to change? Well, number one, I want people to be able to change what it says. I don't want everyone to just use the word dossier. So I'm gonna.
I want that, but whatever.
Drag in the source text,
Cool.
and I'm gonna name it text.
Title. Okay, text.
Oh, okay. Title. Sure.
Title.
Name it whatever I want.
Sure.
And
So yeah.
I'm going to click Edit Properties. And I'm going to enable people to change the font size.
Yep.
Actually, no, I don't want people to change the font size.
You might not want to do that if that's one that I thought, oh, we're going to want to enable everything, but then you realize that your design might, your box, it might get out of whack.
Yeah,
so
I haven't made my box
You get to pick and choose. That's why we gave you these options.
I do want them to, actually, they can do it, whatever. And enable the font selection. Because maybe a different font they choose is smaller, and then they want to make it bigger to compensate.
Okay, so yeah, you're right. And then faux styles.
Faux styles.
Maybe they want to scream dossier at us.
That gives them the ability to do that, and then they can change. Actually, that looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I love it.
I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that.
Cool.
I'm also going to give them the ability to change the color of this box.
Okay.
And the way that I like to do it is to use the change to color control, which is a fun effect. So if I go into the change to color in the effect controls, I'm going to change it from red to something else, so blue. And then I'm going to select lightness, hue, etc. Actually, it's going to be like a dark blue. Okay, so now I'm going to drag the to controller up here.
So that your end user can change that color and it'll change that.
Exactly.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So
there are a couple ways to do this.
Box color.
You could add an expression control, color control to control both the colors of text. And, you wouldn't want to do that in this case.
Yeah. Well, I want them to control the color of their text too. So under the text controls, let's see.
Well,
fill and stroke. No.
Yeah, so with text, you have to add it as an animator.
Oh, that's right.
And with shape layers, there is a fill color already there. But
fill color, I'm going to add the RGB.
Yep. And then you just drag that fill color up.
That is right. Well, I want to set it to being nice and white from the beginning. So that's going to be text color. And I want opacities.
For each of them.
So under the text
transform
controls, there's opacity. So I'm going to change it to text opacity.
Que bonito.
Oh my God, we're making it happen.
What's going on that board over there?
What are people saying?
Let's see. Well, Joel says DOS is a great word. I agree, Joel. Thanks. You're great. Victoria sounds like Voodoo Val's voice when I don't know what that means.
I don't.
Let's go back to it.
All right.
Okay. You guys are doing something up there, but we're gonna get back to focus.
Okay. So now that we have a couple of controls that are for color, we have a couple of controls that are for opacity. Say we don't want it that complicated. Or we have a couple of controls for text. We have a couple of controls.
So what should we do right now? Should we group the controls? Party time.
You want to show it?
Yeah. So it's over here we just added this. I don't know if you guys, if you've used this before, this is where we had the add comment group or add comment button, which is still there for you if you want to add little instructions. But we can also create groups. So I can now move this the source text into this group, and you see that the word is highlighted, and now it's under there, and I can open that and close it. Ooh. Then I've also got this text color. I'm gonna go ahead and drop it in there, and I can drop it under, above, and you can move things in and out of groups. I mean, it's pretty much up to you. The world is your oyster. Text opacity, we're gonna put in here. And then, you know, maybe I don't want that order. And then you can rename this group just like you would anything, like you would use the comments basically in the past. We're just giving you a little more control. So do text controls, boom. I'm gonna add another group. If I still had this selected and I said add group, it would add a subgroup in there. Don't wanna do that right now. We wanna separate these two, but you can do that. And then I wanna put my shape controls into this group and then just rename that shape controls. And so now, you know, and this is a very simple motion graphics template, but I'm gonna set the poster frame so we have a little thumbnail. But you can imagine in a very complex one, having these groups to be able to collapse and open is just gonna give you, you know, be able to focus on what you're changing and manipulating versus having everything there and scrolling up and down a lot. It's just, we're trying to make your life a little easier.
I have a question.
It's the little
Dacia.
things.
So right now my composition is like 40 seconds.
That seems too long.
That seems too long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you want to do? You want to hit, you want to change your composition settings.
Yeah.
So let's go and do a Command K.
Let's do it.
Or you can go into composition menu and then let's just change that. How long do you want it? Like, well, this is going to be...
I mean, 8 seconds.
8 seconds as a default. Or your... let's hit U to see your keyframes. Okay, cool, we're in there.
We're good.
Now here's the thing, it's gonna be 8 seconds as a default size.
But you can always
But once we
stretch
go
it.
to Premiere.
So let's go to Premiere, let's name it. Let's name it Dacia. Dacia's lower, I can't type. Dacia's lower third. Okay, and wait, okay, export motion graphics template, save. And it's asking us where to.
Where do we save the project?
I'll save it somewhere.
Had we been, you know, really working in the weeds with this, we would have saved this project before already, obvi.
We gotta save this project.
Look how organized you are. Look how many projects you're working on.
I know.
Oi.
And this is like 3 hard drives ago. I like.
You're my hero.
Project for Dacia.
How big is this hard drive? 4?
It's
4 Ts?
It's 4 Ts.
All right, so we're gonna save it to our local templates folder. If you're just working on your same machine, you know, just shoot it over yourself.
And I can add keywords.
And you can add keywords.
So I'm gonna say lower third.
Yes, so this is, the keywords are so that you can use the search bar in the EGP in Premiere and more easily find what you're looking for. We also added a new UI feature in there too though. What happened?
No, nothing. I'm
was
listening
like,
to you talk.
Has someone arrived? Our dark enemy?
All right, so we're popping over to Premiere. Let's say we want a lower third for this, right? What do we do?
Let's go into the graphics workspace, yo.
Graphics workspace. And there it is.
There it is. And let me tell you why it's right at the top. Because earlier when we were practicing, we added this new little thing called recent or sort by title. So you can
if I sort by title, it's alphabetical. If it's recent.
Good. We have 1 minute left. Let's do this.
Oh my God, let's do this.
We didn't even get to spreadsheet controls. We got to show you the magic of that, even if we don't explain it. Okay, so we add the lower third.
And wait, and
her name is not Dacia.
Her name is not Dacia.
So let's go in.
So under text
open.
controls. Her name is Jennifer.
And then let's change that font. I don't like that font.
You don't like this font? All right.
No, I'm not feeling it.
What are you feeling?
I don't know.
Fat Frank?
Yes. Wow, easy peasy like that.
And maybe a different color, because she likes purple.
She likes purple. Let's be on brand. Boom.
Boom.
The purple on purple is a little extra, but that's cool.
Because we can change the opacity.
Ooh. Okay, and then if you want to now, like, stretch it out, make it faster, make it slower.
Well, I want it to end right there, right?
Oh, you want it? I don't know what you want to do.
Yeah,
do Control Z.
I want it to end at the. Okay, we're almost done.
Boom. And then, wait, do we have 30 seconds left? How many seconds do we have? Let me just show you this.
Pause.
Okay, so let's show you this infographic, Moger. And then, do you have a spreadsheet?
Yeah,
handy?
I do.
Where is
I
that
do
at?
have a spreadsheet handy.
So we have this new thing. You can just put a spreadsheet into a motion graphics template that has a spreadsheet control in it.
there
Drag
it is.
and drop into
Drag and drop it in.
there, and it's good.
Select it. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
She's
Oh,
trying.
guys.
She's trying.
They're available for free on stock if you want to
There
check
it
this
is.
out. It's going to pop
Oh.
this open, and
for it.
we're going to change these hex values. We're going to change this. We're going to change
Basically,
this.
if you want to make
And-
a motion graphic and instead of changing every little thing in there,
It's
going
already a
in there
spreadsheet.
manually changing it, upload a spreadsheet, and there you go.
Boom.
Wow.
Love you guys.
Special. Thank you so much for hanging out.
Oh, we got Dave Warner coming up next, as well as the animation director from Nickelodeon, David Gephardt. David Gephardt, did I get that right? Oh my God, I forgot that duty that I had. Yeah, too fun, too much fun.
We
Bye
did
guys,
it.
have a good day.